The speeches that we just heard from both the director and the president are compact with so much information, compact with so much of the reality. But I want to be able to go back to the beginning as to where this all commenced for me in this capacity as Minister of Justice. When I became minister, I was invited to the prosecution's services office. I was brought into a room. After a while, we sat down, we watched videos, and then they proceeded to tell me about the lack of this particular service, victim support services. And one of the stories that they shared with me, or one of the experiences, I should say, that they shared with me, was that of, you recall that unfortunate incident down at Sunset Beach some years ago when the Canadian father was shot and killed in front of his daughter? So his daughter had to come back to the island for the trial. And at some point in time, she was asked, about the experience. Of course, it's a tough one. It's challenging, seeing your dad be murdered in front of you. But apparently her most impactful experience here on our island, that whole traumatic experience, was her recollecting being within our waiting area at the hospital. She's in a swimsuit, so she's not clothed really. It's cold, it's lonely, and absolutely no one came to her aid to give her something to cover with. No one came, and even though you can understand it's a traumatic experience, no one asked her, "Are you okay? Can I help you with something?" And that stood out for even the prosecution services, the prosecutors. And they said, "Minister, we have to play the role of seeking to prosecute those who have committed these offenses and console the victims as well." So that void is really missing, not having victim support services. And I committed to them that day, and I made a commitment to myself that I will see this through. I went to Aruba, I went to Curacao, I went to the Netherlands. I even went to Delaware on a short family vacation, and driving on the highway, I saw an ad that mentioned the victim support services of the police in the same area where my aunt lives. I called them up and I went and I visited them because I was so committed about it. Victim support services didn't start today in us developing it. And that's why I said, the speech of the president and the director tells you about how long we've been on this journey. I placed a prayer that today would be the start of victim support services and the end of the struggle. That from this day forward, everyone within our community, and you mentioned stakeholders, Madam President, that they will respect the need of victim support services within our community, that it will be respected that, we have for so long facilitated the attention, and even the prosecution service has said that the attention is heavily on those that are to be prosecuted, right? So they seem to be getting all the attention and little to the victims, little to the families, and even little to the offenders' families, because sometimes we are so, angry at the offenders, we don't realize they have a family that is also traumatized, but by their actions. So victim support services is such an essential need within our community, and I'm ecstatic about the fact that we are here today. I can't wait to unveil the logo, the new logo. But definitely, even in President's, presentation, she makes mention about the commitment on that financial aspect. What I heard from you is you will protect victim support services at all costs to make sure that it remains what it needs to be in our community. And I'm asking you to recognize that that is exactly the attitude to have, because there are those within our community, unfortunately, that does not recognize how impactful this platform is. And having a director like Cassandra, we've done well, haven't we? I think so too. Congrats to us. I mean, we have a powerhouse that is leading this, and she goes and she sits next to another powerhouse. Give applause for me for Officer Richardson. Officer Richardson of CARPASM is one of those who leads our domestic violence, and she's really about the victims as well, recognizing that, you know, they really need that support. And you see how they're sitting close together? That's how they work as well. So we have a good team, and I really want to say congratulations, and congratulations to each of you who made it on a point to be here. Thank you so very much. Congratulations.
The board members currently consist of 3, myself as the president, Mr. Harold Richardson as the secretary, and Darcy Dufestuc as the treasurer of the board. We're here to support Ms. Cassandra Richardson, the director of Victim Support Services, and we must say that she has done an amazing job thus far in not just getting the unveiling done, the ceremony done, but also in general, supporting victims, working closely with the various stakeholders. And we're so very, very proud of how far she has brought Victim Support Services in spite of any challenges that we may have. As a board, our responsibility is to support her as much as possible. And so we are a managing board, but we do understand the importance of this organization, and also with the limited resources that we have, we don't just view ourselves as board members, but we also view ourselves as functioning bodies here to support and to help sustain victim support services. We wish that we did not need it. Fortunately, we do. And so we're here to do our very best to ensure that we can be of service to the community of St. Martin. We thank you for your continued support, and we look forward to the continued support and encouragement from our various stakeholders. Thank you.
My name is Cassandra Richardson, and I am the Director of Victim Support Services. Victim Support Services is an agency supporting victims of human trafficking, traffic accidents, boating, major fires, domestic violence. We are also an agency that conducts awareness and education to our public and various communities around the island. Tonight we celebrated our soft opening. So this was the soft opening of Victim Support Services. We are located in the old building of where Windward Islands used to be on the Illich Road, towards the back and upstairs. For those in the community that need support, just please remember that you are not alone, that we are here to help and we are here to support you through your difficult times.